I'm Hannah. Welcome to my very first vlog. I'm really excited that you're watching this, and I'm really excited to be doing this. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I dabbled in blogging a couple of years ago, which I really enjoy, but writing isn't really one of my strong suits, so I thought I would be better suited to this once I get a bit more comfortable behind the camera. So like I said, my name's Hannah. I'm turning 30 in a month. I live in a small coastal town in Victoria, Australia, and I have a husband named Peter, and we have 2 children. I have Bill, who's 2.5, and I have Dorothy, who's just turned 3 months old. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for about 8 years now, and my husband and I also own and run a wedding photography business, which we've been doing for about 4 years now. So what are these vlogs going to be about? I think that will evolve over time, but for now it's just going to be about our lives, just our general everyday lives, what we do with the kids, what we do around the house, what we do for hobbies. And I think one of the really big things is like how cool to be able to look back on these in years to come. And hang on, we're getting a visitor. Yeah, show them your Play-Doh. So for those of you who watch The Office, which I'm sure there's quite a few of you out there, there's a quote that Andy says that has sort of been what I've been living by recently. And he says, I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. And it sort of hit me that these are the good old days. These, right now, the kids are young. My husband and I are young, and we're healthy, and these are the times we're going to look back on and remember. And so that's a real big motivation for me to do these videos, is to be able to look back on them when the kids are grown and when we're grown and old, and just remember how good life was. So yeah, that's enough of me babbling. I really hope you enjoy this first vlog. Let me know what you think below, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Put your shoes on, please. No chance. Off to the op shop this morning, just our 2 locals that we normally go to. So we'll take you along with us and see what we can find. What do you reckon, Bill? Cool. So I'm going to show you what we got. I'm a lot more mindful about what I buy at the op shop these days. I used to just buy anything and everything that I liked, but it easily just turned into clutter, and a lot of it just ended up back at the op shop. So I really take my time to look and think about what we're going to use it for. And obviously these days it's a bit different because a lot of it is actually for the kids and not for me. I'll show you what we got and how much it costs. So we mostly got books this time around. Books are so good to get at the op shop. They're so cheap and often in really good condition. We rotate the books a lot, and when we're done with the ones or they're not getting used that often, we often just donate them back. So I'll show you what we got. This one, first of all. $1 for this one. Couldn't let this one go considering, of course, there is Dorothy. Potty training, the potty book, this was $1. Toilet training will be coming up for Bill. Maybe this summer I think we'll start trying if he's ready. So I thought that would be a good little one just to start reading to him. This little one, we've got one of these ones with the felt flaps already, and Bill really likes it, and he can't just rip the flaps off, which is great. That one was 50 cents. This one was only $1 and it's pretty much in brand new condition. It's probably a little bit old for Bill at the moment, but he's right into animals, so he likes just pointing at them, and we read a little bit to him as well. So that was, yeah, $1. Look and Find Thomas, 50 cents. We have a train obsessed boy. Easy. This one I thought was so good. So this one, Good Night Stories for Rebel Girls. It's actually got on the back that it was $32.99 from Dimmicks, and I paid $2 for that. How cool to read to Dorothy as she gets older. Love it. So they're the ones we got for the kids. And this one I got for myself, The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I've heard of Gretchen Rubin before in a few podcasts and things that I've listened to, and apparently this is a really good read. So it says, The Happiness Project, or Why I Spent a Year Trying to Sing in the Morning, Clean My Closets, Fight, Write, Read Aristotle, and Generally Have More Fun. So that was $3. I thought that would be a good little read to have on the go, and yeah, I can either donate it back at the end or keep it if I really like it. The next one was this game, Tell the Time. So these orchard games are really cool. This one will obviously be a little bit old for Bill, but when I see them, I often grab them just to pop away. I don't often just keep loads of stuff away for when the kids get older because it's often just clutter. But these are often maybe about $30 brand new, so I pay $3 for this one. And we can just use it as a matching game for now, and then use the time telling aspect of it as he gets older. This next one probably seems a little bit silly. Inflatable volleyball set, but we have a pool. We got it installed last summer, and Peter and his brother-in-law often played volleyball just using like a broomstick across the pool. And so when we saw this, we thought that would be so much fun come summertime. So that was $4. I think we'll get a lot of fun out of that come summertime. And just a couple last little things. I just got this little basket. This was only 50 cents, and I'm going to use that in Bill's, Bill and Dot's toy room just for rotations, just to put little individual bits in, like his planes, or little individual toys, so they're nice and organised. And last but not least, just this little massage ball roller. We had one of these and it broke. Peter used to use it all the time, so that was only $1, so we thought we'd pick that up too. So I usually head to the op shop usually about once a fortnight, and like I said, I try to be pretty mindful about what we bring into the house, so it's not just a whole lot of clutter. And I often will go through things like the kids' toys and the kids' books, and things that we aren't using or reading, often get to donate it back. So I'll probably show you in another video other things that we've got from the op shop before, and I'll obviously take you on another trip to the op shop with me in the future. If that's something that you enjoyed, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video because someone thought it was so boring that she fell asleep. Not complaining. So we're outside this afternoon taking advantage of this beautiful winter's day. First of all, we've got all the bed sheets washing, so we're going to dry them in the sunshine. And then we are going to do something we've been meaning to do for a while, and that is to dig up our dahlia tubers. It's probably a little bit late in the season. We probably should have done it a few weeks ago, but obviously just been busy with a newborn. So we're going to get into it today, and we can show you a little bit about how we do that. So once the dahlias are finished flowering for the year, we cut them right back to these stems, and then they die off, as you can see. And then we dig them up, and this is what they end up looking like. So that's a clump of tubers there. And then the amazing thing about dahlias is that even if it just starts off with one tuber, by the end of the season you'll have a clump like this, and then you can divide them, and these are all individual tubers which will all grow beautiful flowers next season. So this tuber here was our cafe au lait tuber last year, and that was one of our best flowering ones. So you can see if I just turn this around, so that's how it ends up. We'll let this dry out a little bit over the next couple of days, especially in this nice sunshine, and then we will divide that up to hopefully get some more tubers that we can plant in the garden. While we're here, we're going to obviously dig up all the weeds and just get the bed nice and fresh for when we replant come springtime. So far this afternoon, in between dealing with babies that need to be fed, babies that get put down in their cot and don't want to be in their cot, wake up 5 minutes later, toddlers who want to watch the TV instead of being outside, we've been able to dig up all the tubers from the back garden bed. We've labelled them and we've rinsed them off. They'll stay outside and dry out for probably another day or two before we can divide them and store them away for later in the year where we will plant them again. So the garden bed is looking pretty bare now. We've dug through all the soil, we've dug up all the weeds that were in there as well. We've also spread rooster booster along the whole garden bed, which will just help enhance the soil over the winter time for when we want to plant again in the spring. So that's it for today. We have children who need to be fed and bathed and all that fun stuff. Looks like the weather's going to be pretty nice for the next couple of days again, so we'll probably be back out here again and we'll show you what we're up to then. Okay, so it's a couple of days later. The dahlia tubers have had a chance to dry out, and so I'll just show you what we do when we divide ours. We are in no means experts at this. We are pretty much self-taught and just looked things up on YouTube and in books and on Instagram and things like that. So there will definitely be better videos out there in regards to dividing your tubers, but I'll show you the basics. And yeah, so this is how they look now that they're all dried out. This is the cafe au lait one that I showed you earlier in the video, so you can see most of that dirt's all gone now and they're nice and dry and ready to be divided. Okay, so to have a tuber that will be viable to plant again and will flower next season, you need to have the body of the tuber, you need to have a neck, which is this bit, and you need to have an eye, which I will show you a little bit closer up. Okay, so after I've had a go at that, you can see that I've got this tuber that will be able to plant. So body, neck, and the head which will have an eye on it. So I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny little sort of circle lumpy bit there, and that's the eye. So that is where the dahlia will sprout from next year. So that's one, another one, and another one. So I've still got all these ones that will be able to divide, and each of these will grow a beautiful dahlia come summer. So like I said, we are by no means experts at this, and a lot of it is trial and error. So sometimes I'll get down to one like this where it's obviously still got two bodies, but I'm not confident enough in making that two different tubers because I might lose an eye or two in the process. So I will just keep it like this, knowing that there's at least a couple of eyes, the bodies and the neck, so we'll be able to plant that. And in the process, sometimes you just get ones that fall off and they won't be viable, so they get put in the bin. So then we label it as really simply, literally just with a marker, we write their initials or something on the actual tuber themselves, which worked for us last year and didn't affect the tubers at all. I know some people have pretty fancy labeling systems, but that just works for us. And when it comes to storing the dahlias, we just have these styrofoam boxes and we chuck them in with this sawdust sort of shavings. It's just from Bunnings. Obviously it's used for animal bedding, but it's completely fine to store the dahlias in as well. So we're going to go ahead and divide a few more of these up. Some we might actually even just store in clumps. This one here is, I wouldn't even know where to start, if I'm honest, on dividing that one. So that one can go in storage just like that. And once it comes to later in spring, we can see what's sprouting there and just, yeah, go from there, I suppose. So that's the end of my first video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.